Let's go to the phone lines, 03717223344. Josh is a Man City fan. Hello, Josh.
Hi, mate. All right.
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Just finished work.
Good. I don't know about you. I'm sure you've heard lots of people talk about Man City as in it's the beginning of the end. I really don't see it like that. I really don't. How, as a Man City fan, how are you feeling at the moment with what you've seen over the last 5 games?
I'm a positive Man City fan, but at the minute, it's a bit of a mess. We're a bit all over the place. I don't think it's the beginning of the end. I think a lot of problems, a lot of issues have all come at once. And I just hope that we just get a win tomorrow night and it sees us over to playing at Anfield. I know it's going to be a difficult game and we just get a win there and that's where it picks up. We always do it Christmas time, pick up a run of winning a lot of games, but a lot of problems have come at once. So I think...
Josh, let me ask you, previously in big games, Pep has tinkered with the side and maybe made a few changes where, as football fans, we look at the team and go, blimey, why has he done that? Sometimes it's worked, sometimes it hasn't. Do you expect him to do anything major against Liverpool?
I don't think so, but I always go into games saying I don't think he'll do anything weird, and that's when he'll play Haaland as a centre-back, or he'll play wingers as right-backs, he'll play centre-backs as midfielders.
Yeah.
He did it with Stones in the Champions League, put him into midfield, and it was we all praised him as being the best manager of all time for that decision because he played incredibly well. So you can never count on what he's going to do, but personally I think about Liverpool, I think he's got to stick to what he knows and play players in their positions and stick to how we play. I would not tinker or mess with it because it could, like we saw against Tottenham, it could go very bad.
If you lose against Liverpool, is that it?
It's extremely difficult. I would say it is it.
Okay.
But we never know.
No, we never know. Thanks for your call, Josh. Let's go to a Man City fan by the name of Andy. Hi, Andy.
How are we doing, chaps? You okay?
Yeah, good, man. Off we go.
Yeah, well, as I said to your guy, I do think it's the beginning of the end. I'm not... Yeah, but not like in a sad way. It really isn't for me. I mean, we've overachieved beyond my wildest dreams anyway, so... And I think when I say the beginning of the end, I mean for a lot of these players, De Bruyne, Bernardo, Ederson, Walker, they've all in the last 2 years chirped up about going elsewhere, doing other things, and I think the carrot that was dangled was this 4 in a row. And I think, to be fair, a couple of them, De Bruyne can't stay fit, Walker has lost 2 yards, not even a yard. So I think it will be a rebuild. I don't think we're going to be as dominant in the next 5-10 years as we have been in the last 5-10, but we'll still be in and around it because we're a really well-run club. But I think it is what it is. It's the end of a cycle.
Well, do you know what, Andy? I mean, for an end of a cycle, I mean, winning 6 and 8 years, 4 in a row Premier Leagues, I can't really complain at that. But I do think the rebuild's going to have to come. And it does look like a really well-run club. Again, I'd like to see this whole case get sorted. So it's like addressing the elephant in the room. Because once that's sorted, at least you can go, right.
Move on.
But the fact that it's still dangling there, you're almost like, well, if this happens, if that happens, but just get it sorted. And then at least with them, we can even start paying City probably the respect they deserve properly. Because the fact that this is still lingering, you're almost like, I want to compliment City and how good they've been, but...
Did they break rules, etc.?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Paul is also a City fan. Hi, Paul.
Are you okay?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. Well, been better after the weekend.
Yeah. It must be tough. Listen, I completely understand what Man City fans are going through because United dominated for just under a quarter of a century and then all of a sudden the wheels literally fell off. I don't think the wheels have fallen off yet, but I think if you're careful, if the fact that Pep signed for another 2 years is absolutely massive, he's now got to rebuild, hasn't he? He's got to go out and find replacements for players like Kevin De Bruyne, Kyle Walker, etc.
Well, yeah, he's certainly got a rebuild, but the problem for me, and I think I came on a couple of weeks ago and spoke to you and Jermaine about this, was that we've made a rod for our own backs by not doing it earlier. So when we won the treble, we brought players in who they're okay. You know, they're good. Doku's good. He has his moments, but he's not the top level. And the same with Nunes, the same with Kovacic, the same with even Savinho and now Gundogan. And I think Father Time's caught up with us because of what we've done in the transfer market. If we'd have gone out there and really sent a message that, wow, we've done this and we're going to go for it again, rather than showing a little bit of sentimental value to some players, I think we'd have gone even further. And I think now it's just literally caught up with us.
Paul, let me ask you a question there, because you make a good point about the signing top players, right? But when have Manchester City, other than Haaland, who was obviously international recognised about the goals that he was scoring because of, his record speaks for itself. But I'm trying to think of the last time Manchester City bought a player that was like top. And when I say that, I'm not being disrespectful, but when you got De Bruyne, was it at Wolfsburg?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So he still wasn't top. When he bought Company, he was, I can't even, like, he's the only one. He's the only one I could think of. Like, where they've gone out and bought, I don't know, like Mbappe, who's at the top of his game. Like, they've always bought players that are on the cusp and then turned them into superstars.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with you there to an extent, but if you look at the previous summer, I think we only signed Doku off the back of maybe somebody going. Nunes came in because we didn't get Paquetá. So it's always been sort of a little bit of a plan B in terms of the players that we've gone out and got. Kovacic, maybe he replaced Gundogan, but it's never been somebody you thought is going to come in and really nail down that place. Whereas, obviously, with Haaland, he did. Rodri, to an extent, he did. Even Laporte, when we brought him in. And Mahrez, for an example, there's never been anybody who, over the past couple of windows, that's come in and you thought, well, they're going to be a guaranteed starter. And I think that's an issue now for City, definitely.
Paul, good call. Thanks for that. Before I let you go, if you lose to Liverpool, is that it?
Yeah.
It is.
Because again, that point I just made, someone's put but they paid 100 million for Grealish, which is top money. It is. But at the time, we didn't know Grealish was like top player. Like,
no, he wasn't.
He was one of the best in the world.
No, the only reason they paid 100 because that was the buyout.
Exactly.
If they could have got him for 60, they would have done. And he wasn't one of the top players in the world.
Exactly. That's my
you
point.
are right.
City's recruitment. They never go out and I'm not.
But that's probably the secret of their success, right?
100%. 100. I totally
so
agree
you're
with
suggesting that they need now to go out and buy a big name?
Well, it depends who's out there and who do they deem as top. Because even Stones, who's an unbelievable defender, they got him from Everton when he was a young kid.
Yeah.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.